about tomorrow's sleepover. I invited you, Beatrice the biatch, and Bridgit. Maybe Bridgit can find my house this time. And what I was thinking is that we should play light as a feather, stiff as a board, but let's make it spookier than usual.
No, I agree. These sleepovers are never very exciting.
You know what would really spice up this one? We could pretend I'm possessed or something.
Maybe. I'll think about it.
Okay, you'd better come up with something, though.
I will. But I gotta go. Good night.
Night. Taylor. Welcome, Bridgit. So glad you made it in one piece. A little late there, Beatrice. Hurry on in. So glad you could all make it to tonight's slumber party. There will be food, games, maybe a hint of gossip. But we don't want to hear about Clint anymore. Bridgit, it's just not interesting. Wow, what a great hostess. So you all should be hungry because I told you not to eat before you came. So follow me.
I wish you would have bought something that wasn't made with grease.
Anyways, this is going to be the best sleepover ever. I know Bridgit did have a pretty bomb one last month, but I promise this will top it.
Doesn't take that much.
Beatrice! Anyway, you all brought what you were supposed to bring, right?
And what were we supposed to bring?
You were supposed to do a little bit of research.
About...
Do I really have to do all the work around here? You little hoes were supposed to bring some games we could play.
Like telephone? Literally, what's wrong with you? Do we look like we're 10?
Let's play with a Ouija board.
Oh, I'd really rather not.
So that's a total no, Taylor. Demons are so not cool. I don't know about you, but I'd rather not get possessed.
Yikes. Bad suggestion, Taylor.
Well, those were all pretty good, but none of them sound as fun as what we're going to play. Light as a feather, stiff as a board. And before you say it's a kid's game, it's not just for children. And I just saw the craft, so.
I swear to God, if any of us turns out evil like that main girl...
Well, the good news is, Bridgit, we're not doing witchcraft. All right, now let's quit snacking. It's almost midnight. Let's play.
I nominate Taylor since she's so brave.
Okay, sure.
Lay down in the center and we'll spread out around you. I'm obviously the first group leader. Scoot down. And as the first group leader, I get to make up how she dies.
Don't have too much fun.
Quiet, please. Our dear friend Taylor died one brisk autumn night. The moon was covered with clouds and it was a bit windy. She was out on the edge of a waterfall with her friends and she accidentally lost her balance. She slipped right over the edge. Quite a big fall onto a sharp stack of rocks. Needless to say, mangled. Light as a feather, stiff as a board. Light as a feather, stiff as a board.
Light as a feather, stiff as a board.
Light as a feather, stiff as a board. Light as a feather, stiff as a board.
I'm not that fat, guys. I've had a low-carb diet since sophomore year, and I haven't had a
You're talking again.
Give someone else a chance for once.
All right, who wants to be the storyteller and who wants to be in the center?
I think you should be in the center, Cynthia, and I'll tell the story.
Really?
Maybe, if the story's a little more intense and frightening this time, it'll work.
I mean, I think mine was pretty scary.
Cynthia, one night, got off work late and needed some protein bars for the next morning. She needed more steps for the day, so she parked in the back of the parking lot. As she was walking from her car to the grocery store, a tall, dark figure approached her and asked her where the nearest gas station was. She tried to keep walking, but the figure followed in front of her, until finally she said, "Leave me alone or I'll scream for help." The figure replied back, "I don't like people who aren't polite. If you had been kind, you might have lived, but your rudeness means you die." She screamed at the top of her lungs, but the tall shadow covered Cynthia's mouth and shrieked louder, grabbed her like she was a small animal, and dashed into the darkness, running on two bent, bony stilts into the forest. Once in the forest, the creature threw her at the ground and said, "Run, and they'll get you," and disappeared. Clearly shaken, as any person would be, Cynthia was paralyzed in shock. But the dumb bitch still ran. Bad mistake. The creature's copies all rained from the sky and struggled out of the ground, all screaming and slowly dismembering Cynthia. They were hungry, so in the end, all that was left were her expensive manicure and her brassy extensions. Light as a feather, stiff as a board. Light as a feather. Say it with me, girls.
Light as a feather, stiff as a board. Light as a feather, stiff as a board.
Light as a feather, stiff as...
What the hell was
Did you
that?
do that? No! I mean, possibly.
Possibly? What's that supposed to mean?
Cynthia told me last night what game we were going to play, and so I might have researched online how to summon something evil, and that story might have supposedly been cursed.
No, I'm not playing with
You
that
were
shit.
the one who wanted to play the game. I just wanted to have some fun and maybe scare you guys a little. I didn't think it would actually work.
You know I have the key. Right.